There are 10 days left in the Kickstarter campaign for The Humble Leader. This is a very small book. It's only 3,500 words, which is nothing. With a strong coffee, I can probably write 3,500 words quite easily in an hour. This took me a bit longer. It took me about 8 years to write this, but I'm not always very focused, so maybe that's why. It's probably because it took quite a lot of thinking to get here. It's 9 sections in which I record my sort of personal landscape, I guess, that I think through when exploring humility. And I've matched that up with some of the research I did for quiet leadership. So quiet leadership has been a body of research ongoing for the last 18 months or so, considering leadership in the smallest of actions. And it looks at humility, kindness, fairness, and grace. And I've taken some of the output from the humility research there, matched it with my own reflection and journey, and put it into this book. So 9 sections, each of which has its own leaf. I've illustrated it with leaves, which relate back to the quiet leadership landscape, the organisation as an ecosystem. And really, there's just a lot of space in the book. It's intended to let you think, to write down your thoughts, to cross out my thoughts, to make it your own. So there's nothing very magical. There's no answers in it, but there's quite a lot of space to think. And I was very clear with this book that I wanted it to be a beautiful artifact, because I find that our relationship with books is important, that we can sort of sit down, hold it, read a bit, think a bit, make sure you've got that coffee, drink a bit, maybe talk to somebody about an idea within it. In some ways, this work sits at the very edge of my writing. I normally try to keep my work quite practical and applied. So think about ideas and then what you can do about it in practice. This book falls a little bit outside that scope. I don't tell you what you can do about it in practice because I don't know what you can do about it in practice. But I do think that the foundation of practice is reflection, reflective practice. And that's what I've tried to explore in this book. So it sits within that broader body of work around social leadership. It sits within that piece of work about leadership in the smallest of actions. But it is an outlier in that it is a guided reflection. And there we go. There's 10 days to go on the Kickstarter if you're interested in this work. If you don't back the Kickstarter, that's fine. If you're interested in this work, it's published openly on the blog as well. If you just search for humility, you'll find the articles, the research pieces. The Quiet Leadership book has a whole section about humility as well. That's available as a free ebook and download as well. But that's it. The Humble Leader, 10 days to go.